So today, I'm discussing a little case study on Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, or the SMPC. This company plays a vital role in the Philippine energy sector as the largest producer of coal in the country. In this presentation, I will walk you through its background, operations, economic contributions, environmental and social impacts, as well as its rehabilitation efforts and sustainability initiatives. Let's begin by understanding where and how this company operates and what makes it central of our nation's energy development. First, let's have the introduction. So Philippine coal mining history dates back to the Spanish colonial era, when a small-scale extraction of early resources was reshaped. The 20th century brought a more formal development of the sector, although large-scale exploration and production were not promoted until 1976 by the Coal Development Act of Presidential Decree Number 927 by allowing private companies to engage in coal discovery and usage. This law established the Coal Operating Contract or the COC system, which helped the nation become less reliant on foreign oil and improve its energy security at domestic. Semirara Island, located in colonial Antique, is one of the Philippines' most important energy sources. The island's coal reserves are managed and extracted by Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, which contributes significantly to both local and national power generation. This case study highlights how SMPC's operation have become a cornerstone for the country's energy supply, while also raising vital questions about sustainability, environmental protection, and community welfare. Semirara Mining began its journey in 1980 through a coal operating contract granted by the Philippine government, allowing exploration and development of coal reserves on the island. The major turning point came in 1997 when DMCI Holding, a major Filipino corporation, took majority ownership. This acquisition modernized operations and greatly expanded production capacity. In 2014, the company rebranded as the Semirara Mining and Power Corporation to reflect its new role not only as a coal producer but also a power generation company, marking a major step toward integrated energy production in the Philippines. Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, or the SMPC's operation primarily use open pit mining methods, focusing on the extraction of subbituminous coal that powered several industries plants across the country. The Calaca Power Plant in Batangas is one of the major consumers of Semirara coal. In 2022, the company consolidated revenues almost doubled to 91.1 billion pesos, while its net income rose to 39.9 billion pesos. This financial success demonstrates SMPC's strong position as a major player in energy sector and its contribution to economic stability through a reliable electricity generation. Economic contribution. SMPC's economic influence extends far beyond the mining site. The company directly employs over 4,000 workers, many of whom come from the Semirara Island and nearby provinces, such as the Aklan, Antique, and Mindoro. It also creates thousands of indirect jobs in logistics, constructions, and equipment supply. Through taxes and royalties, the company funds local government projects like school, health centers, and road improvements. By producing coal locally, SMPC reduced the Philippines' reliances on imported energy, enhancing national energy independence and strengthening economic reliances. While SMPC contributes are significant, its operation also lead to major environmental consequences. Open pit mining disrupts ecosystems, causes deforestation, and accelerates soil erosions. Coastal areas near mining zones often suffer from siltation, and contamination, affecting its corals, affecting its polar reef, and marine life. The burning of coal produces a large quantities of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, worsening air pollution and contributing to the global warming or the global climate change. These environmental challenges highlight that the urgent need for responsible mining and the continuous rehabilitation efforts. On the social side, SMPC presents us both positive and negative effects. So the company's social programs have improved access to education, healthcare, and housing in the island communities. However, dependence on mining employment have made the local economy vulnerable. Many residences face health problems like respiratory issues due to dust and pollution. Moreover, traditional livelihoods such as fishing and seaweed farming have declined because of limited access to coastal areas and reduced marine productivity caused by the pollution and the habitat loss. Although SMPC has driven economic growth, the benefits are not evenly shared. Smaller communities continue to struggle with poverty and reduced access to marine resources. Environmental degradation, particularly the loss of mangroves and coral life, has weakened coastal defenses against typhoons and rising sea levels. Water contamination and health hazards persist, while community displacement remains an issue in areas near mining expansion. These challenges emphasize that the need of stronger environmental management and inclusive community development. And so, to address this environmental concern, SMPC has implemented progressive rehabilitation and sustainability efforts. We have mined out areas like Banyan Pit have been transformed through soil stabilization and reforestation. The company also practices waste reuse, such as repurposing materials from mining or construction and community use. Collaboration with the local governments ensures that these initiatives are monitored and aligned with DNR or the MGB standards. These actions demonstrate the company efforts to balance industrial activity with environmental restoration. One of the SNPC's most commendable effort lies in its marine biodiversity programs. The company has planted over 623,000 mangroves propagules restored more than 160 hectares of coastal zones. It also operates the Semirara Marine Hatchery and Biodiversity Conservation Center, where endangered marine species like giant clams and sea turtles are protected and propagated. This project not only restore marine ecosystems, but also engage local residents in conservation work, strengthening both ecology and community participation. SMPC has also adopted water management systems that recycled and treat processed water before reuse, minimizing environmental discharge. So this closed-loop approach helped reduce freshwater consumption and pollution risk. To further reduce its carbon footprint, the company is investing in emission reduction technologies like the low vacuum economizers, which cut down the CO2 output. These measures are aligned with the Philippine Clean Air Act and demonstrate SMPC's effort to modernize its facilities while supporting national climate goals. Different stakeholders view SMPC's activities through different lenses or perspectives. So local communities value the company's role in job creation and social infrastructure, but remain concerned about environmental degradation and livelihood displacement. Environmental organizations advocate for greater accountability and shift toward a cleaner energy resources. Meanwhile, government agencies like the Department of Environment and Natural Resources and Department of Energy or the DOE face the challenges of balancing economic stability with sustainable energy policies. So this perspective highlight that the complex complexity of managing coal. This perspective highlight the complexity of managing coal mining in a developing nation. So to ensure the coal mining operation become more sustainable and socially responsible, several key recommendations can be made. The first, mining companies like SMPC should invest more in clean technologies. First, mining companies like SMPC should invest in a clean coal technologies, such as the flue gas desulfurization systems to minimize harmful emissions to air. These technologies can significantly reduce sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and particulate matter that affect both environment and public health. Second is it's crucial to strengthen environmental monitoring and transparency. Government agencies and mining companies must work together to regularly assess environmental impacts and make reports accessible to the public. This promotes accountability and builds trust between the company and local communities. Third, the support of renewable energy research and integration should be prioritized, diversifying energy and sources towards solar, wind, and hydropower. The Philippines can reduce its dependence on coal and move toward a cleaner energy to the future. And lastly, there should be continuous effort to promote livelihood diversification and education programs for communities dependent on mining. These initiatives can help residents develop new skills, create alternative income sources, and prepare for just transition towards sustainable economic opportunities beyond coal. In conclusion, Semirara Mining and Power Corporation remains one of the most influential players in the Philippine energy industry. Its operations provide thousands of jobs and contribute greatly to national energy security and economic growth. However, this progress also comes with environmental and social challenges, from deforestation and marine degradation to community dependence and health risk. This case study reminds us that development must always be balanced with responsibility. This case study reminds us that development must always be balanced with responsibility. True progress means finding harmony between economic advancement, environmental protection, and social well-being. By adopting cleaner and more efficient technology, strengthening environmental regulation, and gradually transitioning to renewable energy sources, the Philippines can move toward a more sustainable and exclusive future. A future with energy development not only fuels our economy, but also protects the life of the planet and uplifts the lives of the people who depend on it. That would be all, sir. Thank you.